All right, Nick, let's go down to Ann Arbor and talk about the Michigan Wolverines. They've been killing it in the recruiting game all through the 2023 class, but that train keeps on rolling through the 2024 class as well, because another high level recruit has now committed to Michigan. It has a really interesting story, ties into the team. I think the players and the team and all of the fans, everybody is just going to love this one.
Yeah, Miles, I agree with you 100%. Really exciting update for the Michigan Wolverines as Harbaugh and company continues to keep this train rolling. But before we talk about that story, got a question for you guys, Wolverines fans, to answer as always in the comment section below. Look, obviously the NFL draft just got wrapped up a few days ago, about a week ago now. But give us your favorite Michigan Wolverine that is currently playing in the NFL. Obviously, the NFL draft was in the news. A lot of NFL guys, a lot of Michigan guys getting picked up. Of course, Mozzie Smith, first round Dallas Cowboys, Aiden Hutchinson last year. So give us your current NFL player that's also a Michigan Wolverine that is your favorite. Let us know who that guy is in the comment section below. All right, Miles, what you got? What's the latest in Ann Arbor?
Yeah, Nick, this has been a monumental moment for Michigan. I maybe exaggerate slightly, but I think this is a really, really cool story. I'm going to get into the tweet here in just a second. This is from over at Hayes Fawcett on Twitter. He broke this news. Class of 2024 wide receiver Channing Goodwin has committed to Michigan. The 6'1", 180-pound wide receiver from Charlotte, North Carolina, chose the Wolverines over the likes of South Carolina, UNC, NC State. His father, Jonathan Goodwin, played offensive line for Michigan, as well as playing in the NFL, even played and won in a Super Bowl, so that's pretty cool as well. And then when Goodwin was asked about what he thought about Michigan, he gave a small quote at the end of this tweet. It's very interesting, Nick. He said, "The entire coaching staff made it clear to me that I will be able to write my own story and make a name for myself at Michigan." Nick, I think this all sounds really good. Goodwin seems like the real deal. He seems like a very good player coming to Michigan per 247 Sports. He is a 4-star recruit. He looks to be good size, 6'1", 180. I think this is going to be really cool, but it always is a little bit more special when it's like a legacy guy. When you go play at the same school that your dad plays at, when you put that maize and blue on, it means a little bit more to you than it does to everybody else, just because you have that extra special connection to it. And I love stories like this, so I really love this Channing Goodwin commitment to Michigan. Nick, what are your thoughts on the latest news for the Wolverines?
So I think this is actually a much bigger deal than Wolverines fans probably thought at first blush when they heard this report break. And here's why. Look, in this modern day and age of recruiting, every single one of these 5-star and 4-star kids, they go to these programs and they have all these temptations of transferring out through the portal. NIL money's always around the corner. You know, if you go somewhere, you don't start day one, you can transfer the next year, or you go somewhere and another school offers you a big NIL opportunity, you could leave as well. So a lot of these commitments, a lot of these signings, when they go into that program their freshman year, it's no longer a 2-3-year, 4-year commitment to try and develop in that program. It's sort of a 1-year, potentially 6-month, 5-month trial run, or potentially going somewhere else that may be offering you more money, or you think you have a better opportunity to play. That's always a risk. And look, you look at a guy like Goodwin, right? He's a good recruit. He's a good, solid player. But right now, he's not at the same level as some top flight recruits like Jane Davis, for example, who the Michigan Wolverines were able to snag a commitment from earlier this offseason. But what does it mean bringing Goodwin into the fold? Because he's a legacy, because he comes from that NFL background, because his dad was obviously a very good Michigan player in his own time. He's coming to Michigan for the long haul. He's not coming there for NIL money. He's not coming there for potentially, hey, I think I'm going to be a day one starter. I'm the biggest top flight 5-star wide receiver commitment in the whole country. I'm going to go there and change the program and revolutionize the world. He's going there to kind of write his own Michigan tale, but be there at Michigan. And I think that's really key. You need guys in these classes that are there for the long haul, because a lot of times you can get a lot of these kids together and they sit there. Maybe they're not playing their freshman year. Maybe they're redshirting. Like, listen, I don't like this, man. Let's go somewhere else. And we see that happen all the time. Transfers leave and other players transfer with them. We saw this a few years ago with Caleb Williams when he transferred from Oklahoma to Southern Cal, took a lot of players with him. That's always the risk with these top flight recruits. But bringing in guys in the class that are there for the long haul to kind of be the leaders in the locker room, to keep that core together, that can be huge when a lot of these young guys aren't playing as much as they think they should early in their careers, right? Just be these leaders, set the example for what it's like to be a developmental prospect through the college football process. And that's why I think this is a really good commitment, a really big deal bringing Goodwin in. He's not going to be tempted by the NIL money. He's not going to be tempted through the transfer portal. He's going to be kind of a glue guy to keep these guys that come in, these top flight recruits like Davis, in there for the long haul to develop through this process. And whenever they're ready to start, they will start and contribute to the Michigan program. I think that's why this is a really good pickup by the Wolverines.
Yeah, Nick, and you hit the nail on the head. This is a school that he's going to stick at. He'll probably wait for his time a little bit longer than some of these other guys will. And I think he's made that evident. He says, when he went to Michigan, every time he visited, he says it just felt more and more like home. The course of my father playing, there's definitely a little bit more about the program that meant to him. He talks about his relationships with the coaches, especially wide receiver coach Bellamy, who's the one who recruited him for most of the time. It just gives you that feeling that this is where he wants to be. This is where he was meant to be. And there's nothing that is going to change his mind to allow him to leave. He wants to stick it out at Michigan. And it's like you said, some of these other guys, they just want to get their foot in the door, get that big signing out, go to their school. If they don't get exactly how they want it, if it's not 100% perfect, they're going to say, hey, see ya, I'm going to the portal, going on to the next place that's going to suit my every need. This guy is going to be a true team player, a glue guy, like you said. He is the guy that you want to have on the field. I think it's going to be a really big deal for Michigan.